Hello, my darlings. I'm super excited to finally be able to share this long-awaited video. Ever since I started art school last year at a classical realism atelier, I've gotten many requests to do a studio tour of the classroom and my little cubicle space inside the studio. And finally, that day is here. After furiously cleaning out my space and decorating it, I'm finally ready to share this special place with you. Before I dive in, I first wanted to thank FlexiSpot for sponsoring this video and supporting my channel. FlexiSpot has a wide range of ergonomic furniture for the home and office, and they were kind enough to send me this amazing standing desk to review. And I gotta say, this desk has been life-changing. This is the FlexiSpot Comhar all-in-one standing desk with a glass top, and it can adjust the height from 28.3 inches to 47.6 inches with just a press of a button. It also has an option to save 4 preset heights for your convenience. I truly use this desk every day for all sorts of things, and the ability to quickly adjust the height of the desk makes life so much easier. I like to lower the desk when I need to sit down and do work on my laptop, such as video editing. It also comes with USB and USB-C ports, so I can easily charge my electronics, which is great because I'm often working with Procreate on my iPad at school. Before this desk, I would awkwardly hunch over the iPad on my lap, but now I can sit upright and work comfortably. Also, there's a sleek little drawer in the desk where I like to keep my iPad, phone, and charging cables when I'm not using them. And sometimes I'll raise the desk and put a drawing board on the glass top to work on smaller paintings since I like to paint standing up. Overall, using this standing desk has made my long days at school so much more comfortable and enjoyable. In fact, a study run by a Harvard professor found that 87% of people who used a standing desk reported increased energy throughout the day. If you'd like to check out this desk for yourself, FlexiSpot is having an amazing 50% off Black Friday sale right now. And my viewers also get a special $30 off discount on your first purchase. I will leave all the links in the video description. Okay, now let me take you on a tour of the entire space. Okay, let's do a walkthrough of my studio space. I'm sandwiched here in between all my friends. And we each have about like a 5-foot wide space. Here's how mine is usually laid out. I have my awesome FlexiSpot desk here, and I usually tuck this little rolly table underneath. This guy is great too if I'm painting and sometimes need an extra surface. I usually like to tuck my laptop under here as well. I use this table a lot for ideating on my iPad, and sometimes I'll put my table easel here and paint as well. Here's my little rolly cart, this IKEA rolly cart that all artists have. I usually just lay my palette here like this. It kind of straddles my water cup very perfectly. But normally when I'm painting and I'm holding the palette, I just have some go-tos, my go-to brushes, palette knives, my silly coil jar with paint thinner inside, some more brushes, and on this level we have some extra paints, the go-to paints, a stack of Scott towels I use, some tape, hand lotion, very important, I'm always moisturizing my hands, linseed oil, and these little Q-tips that I sometimes use for painting. I actually got these at Daiso, the Japanese dollar store. It's for eyeshadow. And then at the very bottom is kind of messy, but I have an extra silly coil jar. I got some gloves, my apron, my sticky cloth that I use when I'm preparing panels, fixative spray, Terpenoid Natural. This thing is amazing. It gets paint out of everything. Tape measure, some more tape, and some wax paper for when I store my leftover paints. So yeah, my little 3-tier cart. This guy rolls with me everywhere I go. And then I have my studio chair I brought in from home. I love rolly chairs that swivel. Under the desk is my IKEA basket. Most of my stuff is IKEA, where I store even more paints. These are the colors I don't normally put on my palette, but it's good to have as backup. This is also great for transporting the paint to and from home. And then over here, we have this, I don't even know what it's called, little side table where I have my power outlet. I plug everything in here. And at the end of each day, I can just flip this on and off to turn off all my lights. And usually when I'm not using my iPad, I like to put the iPad holder right here, just because it covers up some of these ugly wires. Also, in this little nook, I can put my tripod when I'm not using it. Just tucks right in, really nice. We always try to make these confined spaces as efficient and multifunctional as possible. A lot of fake plants, all from IKEA, the as-is section. These are all plants that don't require sunlight. It's very dark in here, so it's nice not to have to worry about watering these, and they still, I think, make the ambiance quite nice. Oh, my little tree, also from home. Here is my little coffee maker, because you know we need our caffeine, so I go through many cups a day. More decorative plants. Sometimes I put like light bulbs and extra things in this bowl and they can be hidden by the plants. Here we have even more brushes, some drawing supplies for the occasional situations where I need to draw. This is a cute little iridescent cocktail cup that some friends and I, sometimes when we stay late in the evening, we'll make ourselves a little drink. And then this is a little oil painting study from last year. I still need to finish this painting. Over here we have, again from IKEA, I think these are so cute, little hooks that are shaped like dog butts. And then this basket, which doesn't hold anything specific, just some extra gloves, some masks, some clips. Pretty much just use this basket for decoration. On this shelf, I have all my art books. This is a book that we use a lot in school, Imaginative Realism, How to Paint What Doesn't Exist. Lots of really awesome tips and advice in here. Of course, I have my James Jean book. Love James Jean. And Bouguereau, who I guess is my favorite classical painter. Also some amazing stuff in this book. And here we have a book featuring Godward's work, another one of my favorite classical painters. He's amazing at fabric, stone textures, pretty much all textures. So yeah, just good to keep some inspiration on hand. And then on the bottom of this drawer, it's a bit messy, but we have my coffee pods from my coffee maker, my giant bucket of gesso. We're always preparing panels in class, so pretty much like once every 2 weeks, bust this guy out. My brushes I use for gessoing, some little wooden thumbtacks for sticking things to the wall, and my old drawing supplies that I rarely use anymore, but a lot of charcoal, a lot of these blending stumps and kneaded erasers. Also some no longer functional pencil sharpeners. I tried to get out of having to sharpen my pencils the atelier way, but the pencil sharpeners all broke, so I had to go back to just using sandpaper. Oh look, I think I have a sheet of sandpaper right here. So yeah, emergency drawing supplies. And then on the lower shelf here, we have all my painting surfaces, a gessoed panel, and a lot of these like painting papers. Here's a little sketchbook notepad I use for taking notes in class during the lectures. And then a lot of Stonehenge oil paper, some pre-toned oil paper. I usually put some gesso and tone it with like Gamsol and burnt umber or something. Some of my old paintings that I can't show because it contains nudity and YouTube hates nudity. So yeah, just a bunch of extra papers here. On this side, ooh, crap ton of sandpaper that we use for prepping our panels. Oh, this amazing anatomy textbook that I'm still needing to look through more. Figure drawing, Michael Hampton. This is great. This really taught us how to see anatomy through the lens of an artist. And yeah, it's like kind of a messy drawer, but it's nice because I can lock this. I'm not sponsored by IKEA, by the way, but I love this shelf unit from IKEA because I can put like my camera or my laptop in there and overnight without bringing it home and just lock these babies right up. And then in this nice space in between my shelf and the wall is usually I have an extra panel prepared. This is for this week's Life Room figure painting. It's 24 by 30 inches. Got some extra drawing boards here, some newsprint paper, some tracing paper. This is just a nice place to store all these big flat items. And that is about it. That is my little studio space. I like it a lot. It's not super big, you know, it's the size of like a closet maybe, but it's actually really fun to see all the students making their own space. You know, it's very modular. You can pull things out, push things out. And yeah, it's almost like we have a bunch of little tiny apartments here. And it's just great to be surrounded by the energy of all these artists, so talented and hard at work. And this is kind of the classroom. It's set up like an open floor plan loft. We have our teachers painting up there, so epic and beautiful. This is the model stand. This is where a model poses every day for us, and we put all the easels away here. Of course, we also have easels in our specific spaces. This is my little wooden easel that I scoot out into this main area during the mornings when we're working from the model. And then in the afternoons, when I'm working in this space, I'll either just work on my desk and shove this guy to the side, or sometimes I'll just tuck him in and kind of enclose myself in this cave like this. Yep. Great part about having modular pieces is you can rearrange it to suit your needs. So yeah, sometimes I'll just work on this easel in here and I'll have everything easily accessible, and everything still fits nicely into this little 5-foot wide space. In this corner of the studio, we have a teacher setting up a still life demo that we're going to see this week. Very exciting. We have a lot of art books on this wall. A lot of times during breaks, or if we just need a break, we'll just sit on the couch and flip through one of these. A lot of past student work and current student work. We also have upstairs spaces. There's a little kitchen up there and a lot of studio spaces up there as well. It's a lot warmer upstairs, so the people who like it warm go upstairs, and the people like me who are polar bears and like it cold go downstairs. That's my little space right there. I spot another IKEA cart. Pretty much all of us have this IKEA cart. It's essential for artists, I guess. Yeah, so this is our studio. It's where I spend most of my waking hours. It's not you know, super fancy or whatever, but I really like it. I think it's a very inspirational space. On this side, we have all the casts that we use for our still lives. We got some skeletons to study from. And yep, that is our studio. Hope you'll enjoy the tour. Thank you all so much for touring my art school studio with me. I spend 5 days a week, 8 hours a day here, so it's become my second home, and I'm so honored to be able to share it with you. Thank you again to FlexiSpot for the amazing desk and for supporting my channel and the art community. And of course, you guessed it, my eternal never-ending sale is still going on in my shop, so if you'd like 20% off your order of prints and originals, just enter the code HOLIDAY at HappyD. And if you're interested in learning more about how to paint and draw, I have lots of art educational content on my Patreon page, including exclusive video tutorials, step-by-step photo tutorials, live streams, podcasts, and even surprise art gift boxes. All available at patreon.com/happydartist. I'd love to have you join my Patreon family. Also, if you want to check out more artworks, works in progress, and just random daily artist adventures, feel free to check out my Instagram, and you can follow me at the handle @happydartist.